Happy Monday. It's almost 9 p.m. and I'm so tired. I've been editing for like days, literally days straight. Just like the timing didn't work out on this. I'm supposed to get this to my proofreader today. Don't worry, I emailed her, so I'm not just like ignoring the deadline. Um, but I have to get it to her tonight since I didn't get it to her this morning, and I still have 60 pages left, and I'm so tired. And it's funny because I did this to myself. I picked this career and I picked this. This is something I say to myself a lot when I feel like this. I picked this. Why did I do this? But other people pick other things that I would never want to do in any context ever. So I guess it is what it is, right? It did get me thinking I should be working. Yes, if you're wondering why I am stopping to do this, the answer is because I need a break. I have been working on this for 12 straight hours, more than that, more like 13. And I'm going to be at it for at least 2 more, maybe 4 more. And I can't just like email my editor and be like, hey, can I get this to you tomorrow instead of today? Because I have like a procedure tomorrow and I'm kind of going to be out of commission for like 3 days, and that's not really fair to my editor. So she's gonna get it however it looks, and fingers crossed. And if I have to make changes after she does her job, it's proofreading, so I really prefer not to. But if I have to, you do what you gotta do. Um. Anyway, one of the things that I was thinking about, and the reason I decided to do this on my break. Sometimes I wonder about my life choices. Anyway, I was thinking about endurance. So I've been writing for, I tried to do math in my head and it didn't work. Anyway, I've been seriously writing since like 2010. That's 13 years. In book, when a friend of mine challenged me to do National Novel Writing Month. And obviously I've been still doing it since then, and I've got a lot of work done. I've well more than 1 million words published at this point. And when I do like writing challenges and stuff, I tend to write pretty fast. I'm a fast drafter. But I do a lot of editing. Like I go over my manuscripts over and over and over. I like drafting and I like editing. I like the whole process. So, but one of the questions I get asked a lot from either beginning writers or like writers who are less experienced than me is like, how do you write so fast? How do you write so much? And it's tough because in my case, I really think the answer is practice. And my favorite metaphor is like, sorry, I just keep messing with my hair. I don't know. Hair clip. I think that the answer in my case is endurance. It's practice. It's like I've been doing this for a long time in bulk and in quantity, right? So like, yeah, I'm better at it because I've been working at it for a really long time. And I think in the writing community in particular, there's like this idea that you just are like magically a good writer and that just like magically you can write amazing novels. And if you can't do that, there's something wrong with you. But writing isn't really any different than learning to play the guitar. It's not really any different than learning how to run a marathon. It requires time, it requires effort, it requires learning, knowledge, education, and it requires practice. Like if you decided you wanted to become a runner tomorrow, you couldn't just like sign up for a marathon and go run it. I mean, you could try, but you probably would injure yourself. You wouldn't do it very quickly. You probably would end up having to walk. And there's a reason that marathon runners train, right? There's a reason that they have like all of these programs and they spend weeks and weeks and months and years learning about the right shoes, learning how to stay hydrated, learning about the right food to eat, learning about stretching and cross training. And I don't run. So the only reason I know any of this is because I'm married to a runner. um, and so, yeah, like it requires time, patience, and it requires effort to build up that stamina and endurance. And I think that the same is true if you learn how to play guitar your fingers hurt, you bleed, like the strings they cut and you have to build up calluses. You have to practice a lot. You have to play songs that you like and songs that you don't like, and you have to learn new songs and new chords and new techniques and stuff, right? My ear's clicking. I'm having quite a night, clearly. And writing is the same. And we don't think about it like that because it's mostly in your head, right? Like you spend most of your time is in your head, but you have to practice and build up the stamina to stay focused. Like the fact that I've stayed focused on this manuscript for 13 hours is like pretty crazy, even for me. And I'm more motivated because I have like a really intense deadline that I have to meet. But staying focused on something for 13 hours, like people with ADHD can't do that. Most of them. I mean, maybe if they go into hyper focus mode, but hyper focus for 13 hours, even that is a lot. And it requires learning about yourself. What types of breaks do you need? What kind of food do you need? It requires having the support of your family. Like, I wouldn't be able to do this if Josh hadn't made me dinner and been managing the dogs for most of the day, and done all of the walking. I didn't exercise today. I've been like totally locked in on this to try to get it done. And it just requires practice. Like, I mean, I've been doing this for years and years and years. And so I have the mental endurance specifically for this. I don't have the mental endurance for other things. Like, I can only play piano for so long. I can only paint for so long. But when it comes to editing and writing, I can do that for a lot longer. And if I'm working for somebody else, like if this was somebody else's project, I would not be doing it nearly so effectively or staying so productive for this period of time. I'm only able to do this because it's my project and I enjoy it and I like it. So that's what I was thinking about. I have, you can probably tell from the pillows and the Skittles. I have moved into bed. I was at my desk in my desk chair for a while, then I moved to a different chair for a while, and now I'm so that I can sit back and try to get in different positions. And so that when I'm done, I can just collapse onto the pillows and fall asleep immediately. But anyway, I think it's something that you don't hear talked about a lot. Like people say, "Oh, I'm good at this because of practice," you know. And some people are just inherently got more stamina when it comes to intellectual work, and some people just inherently have less, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But anybody can increase and improve the stamina that they have just by practicing, just by doing it. And I don't recommend jumping into 13-hour sessions right off the bat. I recommend doing half-hour sessions and 1-hour sessions, maybe 15-minute sessions. That's one of the things sprinting is really good for, is it forces you to focus for short chunks of time. It kind of helps you build up your stamina and build up your endurance to do longer periods. So anyway, yes, sometimes being a writer is just long day after long day staring at a computer screen. On my Instagram pun today, one of the jokes that I told was, what's the best thing about being a writer? You get to pick your own deadlines. What's the worst thing about being a writer? You have to meet your own deadlines. I'm really feeling that today. Like, I'm really feeling that. I made this. I did this to myself. Anyway, happy Monday. It's definitely a Monday for me. And I hope you got everything done that you needed to get done today. And I hope I get everything done that I need to get done today by a reasonable hour. Let's say in the next 2 hours, so that I can go to bed at a normal time, normal-ish time. All right. Peace out. I was trying to come up with a rhyme off the top of my head, but I can't do anything off the top of my head today, unless it has to do with this manuscript right here. See you later, alligator, once again.